Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is February 12th, and this is your aftermarket update. All right. So, again, another good day here. Markets volatile, but not as volatile as they have been. 51.5 points is the range on the ES today. The CL at 173. Most of that range occurred in the overnight session. And so while these ranges are increasing and bigger than they have been, today was a little bit calmer than it had been in previous sessions. Not to say that there was an opportunity. We did get a couple of really nice opportunities today on the ES. We're going to talk about our market maker levels. We're going to spend just a minute talking about these market maker levels on the NQ and the YM after we talk about how they performed here today on the ES. It was the ES today where we did catch that bigger move. So we're going to bring this chart into here. And basically, if you don't know already, our market maker levels are our proprietary support resistance levels that we look at in here on a daily basis. They are broken up into three categories. There are levels that are provided to you in the overnight session. And then we have those levels that form after the open. So what we're going to talk about here today and what I want you to see is this is what it looked like after the open. So this is coming into Sunday night into Monday. The market gets over the top of this market structure signal. Your expectation is that it eventually comes up to 2671.5. And the market, right, this is what we call kick the signal, pay the target. Market rotates around. I'm going to show you it wasn't a straight line. We came right back down into this structure signal before the market rolls over a little bit further. And then look where it peaks out here today. All right, so those are your overnight levels peaking out right at the top of your market structure target. And then, of course, you get a new set that formed. But there is how that market, these what we call our bigger picture structure. These are really give you structure and context in the overnight session. And again, for the ES here today, this was a move from 26.27 at your structure signal all the way up to 26.71. So again, you basically went coast to coast, kick the signal, pay the target, and that's what they looked like in the overnight session. Now, when we got together, we trade what we call our daily structure levels. And so again, same kind of concept. We talk about kick the signal and pay the target. If it does not get down to the target below you, so we did kick this signal here. If it does not get down to the target below you, then you are looking for it to rally into the target above you. One of the questions that one of our guests had in here today is we ended up getting short here once at 26.52 and had a nice trade. The trade of the day that we're going to look at here is a trade that we got into right underneath the daily structure mid. Market rallies up into this high. One of the questions we had was, well, you did bounce off that overnight low. Why were we looking to get short? And that's a fair question. And the market, of course, has been in this downward angle over the course of the past days and weeks. In fact, one of the ideas that we talked about, let me drag this chart over in front of you here. This will be a little bit easier to see this way. All right, so if you take a look here at this 60-minute chart, you can see that the market obviously was rally, rally, rally. And then, of course, we came down into this double bottom. Let me turn these session breaks off for a second. We came down into a double bottom. And one of the ideas that we talked about early in the session today is that the market could retrace back up to this 2671.5. We had two sweet spot retracements, one at 96.75, one at 26.71.5. We talked about these and set these up prior to the session. So if you were in with us this morning, you heard us talk about this idea. And again, that's right where we rallied into. So again, even though, despite the fact that you did have a bit of a rally going on today and the market finished up about 35 points above settlement, this hourly chart still shows you just the downward angle that the market's been in. And this is simply a retracement sweet spot that we look at here today. So again, that is why we were looking at this short on this double tap, this daily structure signal up here. We talked about this in the trade room today, said that if we get through 26.52 and cannot rally up through it, we would be looking to get short there. That's where we ultimately got short the first time. That's not the video that I'm going to show you. We did hit a double top up here, could not push through the high, and we ended up getting short here. We got a nice little move out of that. And then the market comes back down. We got trail stopped on this pullback here. What we were ultimately looking for was a target down here from kick the signal, pay the target down to the daily structure target here. Market rallies up, comes back down underneath the structure mid. and this is where we end up getting short at 28.38 half. 28. Try to get it a little quicker than that. 26.38 half is where we ended up getting into. We were trying to get in at this 39 half, but the market was a bit active. Market comes down, and eventually gets to within 1 point of settlement. Could not quite reach our 13 quarter, and then bounces back up. And this is during this area here. And this is what the trade of the day video is. We end up taking a 14-point ES move on a single lot. Our stop was 3 points, and we got a 14-point move. That's just almost 5-to-1 risk reward. Again, we have reduced our risk here recently from 2 lots down to 1 lot to accommodate the really volatile price action, and that has served us well as the market has been able to pay some very substantial moves here for us over the last week or so. All right. I just want to talk to you really quickly here about these market maker levels one more time. We don't trade the NQ, but again, same type of idea. We talk about kick the signal and pay the target, right? So in this case, we got to within just a couple of ticks of this signal area here, 64.23. And that is 64.25. That's a couple of points off of this structure signal. That's fairly close. Immediately, almost immediately, right? It took us a few minutes to get up into the daily structure target, and then 1 level above at the daily structure extension. And that is where the market has basically settled in at today. So again, kick the signal, pay the target. We did come up into this this signal area here, kind of rotated around before eventually getting up there on the NQ. Same thing on the YM. If you take a look here today on this YM, let's grab it. Okay. And same kind of idea. You got to within a tick here on the YM of your daily structure signal. This would have been a long area, and then it rallied all the way into the daily structure target while trying to reach out to its daily structure extension 1. So, and again, as the market peters out here, you find support again at your market maker level daily structure signal. So again, this is part of the process that we look at in here. Once we teach you the information on these market maker levels, you're able to trade those in other futures markets like you saw there. And they do provide you with some excellent opportunities to get into the market like we showed you today on the ES. So I'm going to let you watch this OTG trade of the day. It is a 1 lot 14-point ES trade that goes from, I think I got in at 38 half down to 14 half, 23.24 half. I wish it was 14 half. 23.24 half is where I get trailed out. And so again, 1 lot of risk, 4.5 to 1 risk reward. And having said all of that, I'm going to stop talking now so I could show you the OTG trade of the day. Half short right here, 38 half short on the ES. 41 half is the stop. Still look at the target 13 underneath. Actually, the market structure signal is 27. Okay, I'm out at 14 points on the ES. Got 14 points on that ES move. All right, so you, obviously you saw that I was in a CL trade that looked like it was going pretty well. It did actually go pretty well. It did come back and take me out on 1 lot at plus 10 ticks. But what I really wanted you to focus in on today was that ES trade. And again, the reason for that I make these videos is to really just show you the power of the ability to hold on for bigger targets. when you are able to do that successfully, hold on for bigger targets, it just adds so much to your bottom line. And it does make up for any losing trades that you have. We did have a couple of losing trades here today as well. But again, in the end, we did have a big ES move. We had this really good-sized ES move, and we had a nice CL trade of the day. But again, what I really wanted to do is just show you how dynamic those support resistance levels can be when you get in the right direction like we did today. So again, as always, I want to say thank you for watching the videos here at the Oil Trading Group. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.